Howdy, gang, and welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host, here at the Gaming Gang channel. Thanks for joining me once again. Today, I am going to look at a trio of new adventures for the Dying Earth setting for Dungeon Crawl Classics from Goodman Games. So I should mention, earlier last week, I did a live unboxing and first look of the Dying Earth box set for Dungeon Crawl Classics from Goodman Games. And I gotta say, I am very intrigued. I am looking forward to diving on into that so I can share a review. But Goodman Games also sent me all 9 Dying Earth adventures that are currently out. Now, I will share individual review videos for each of the adventures, but I am going to put together a series of first look videos where I will take a peek at and page through 3 adventures at a time. Now, each of these adventures are available over at the Goodman Games website. They are available with PDF for an MSRP of $9.99 each. Or if you want just the PDFs, you can go over to DriveThruRPG, and they are available for $6.99 each as well. So do want to mention, stay tuned, because I am going to let you know how a lucky viewer is going to be able to win PDFs of all 3 of these adventures I'll be taking a look at today. So once again, stay tuned. So first off, we are going to dive on into Adventure 0, Pilgrims of the Black Obelisk. It is written by Julian Bernick and Mark Bruner. Let's swing on over to the other camera because here I've got the adventure. And I got to say, this looks like this is Errol Otis artwork on the cover. Now, I have not peeked inside these outside of simply putting some painter's tape on the sticker that's got the code for the free PDF, because those are the PDFs I'm going to be giving away to a lucky viewer. So I wanted to cover those up so I didn't accidentally share them as we take a peek. But that's all I know about these adventures. For thousands of years, the worshippers of the divine Omet Ko have devoutly held to their precepts and kept vigil at the Black Obelisk, performing the rituals said to one day herald the return of the great god. Now you and your companions are ready to embark on your own pilgrimage to the distant holy city of Urze-Damath, banded together for protection from the inhospitable wilderness and strange inhabitants of the dying earth. So this is for level 0. I'm going to take a stab that this is probably a funnel adventure. Usually level 0 adventures are funnel adventures because I believe at level 0 characters don't actually have classes yet. So let's jump on in here. Like I said, there's a little bit of painter's tape there. Let's see. Cover art. Yes, Errol Otis. I thought so. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Welcome to the world of the Dying Earth, a multifarious setting that evokes the distant twilight of Earth as a dim red sun sheds its last life. A world filled with the whimsical and the curious, the evil and monstrous, where magic and science are one and the same. Based on the singular works of the Dying Earth novels by Jack Vance, Dungeon Crawl Classics Dying Earth gives players and judges new adventures inspired by the Dying Earth stories. With these instruments, you can play in Kugel's and Rialto's world, seek the mighty Pandaloom, or fall to an indifferent grue while searching for scintillant baubles among the ensorcelled remains of the ancient Earth. So this says this adventure is for 16 0-level characters designed to introduce players to the Dying Earth setting. It is a funnel. So Depending on how many players you have, you're going to divvy up those 16 characters. So we've got looks like our important NPCs here. A Vancian glossary. So let's see. Two of these words I recognize as real words. Jack Vance just absolutely loved to make up words for his Dying Earth stories. So, the adventure background. For thousands of years, the worshippers of the great god Omet Ko have devoutly held to their precepts as codified by Amon Godfriend, first among prophets, who is said to have witnessed Omet Ko ascend to the overworld in a fiery throne at the holy city of Ezra Damath on the god's third and last visit to Earth. Pilgrims of the Black Obelisk takes place over 2 parts, beginning with the pilgrimage to Ezra Damath and culminating with the obligatory ritual itself. Okay. I guess maybe the player characters are going to look to communicate with the deity? Could be. So keep in mind, we're not going to look at each and every page as we take a peek through here. And of course, these are adventures. So even though I know nothing about what we're taking a peek at, there are going to be some spoilers. So if you are a player hoping that your game master is going to run the Dying Earth adventures, I would say tune out. But tell your game master about this video so they can check it out themselves to make an informed buying decision as far as these 3 adventures go. So it looks like the party starts with 10 meal days of plain rations per player character. And I guess that's enough to get them to Ezra Damath, assuming they have no mishaps. It's a role-playing game. Of course there's going to be mishaps. So here we have a map of our route. So I guess we have 3 options as far as how the pilgrims are going to travel. So it's going to start at the Inn of the Violet Imp. So you have 10 days, 7 days, 8 days. And then it looks like we've got a key here for various different encounters, as we can see here. It says the journey grows in difficulty each day as the PCs leave behind the well-traveled paths of the ancient roads and turn to barely identifiable tracks that cut through the wild terrain. At night, the PCs can hear the calls of distant, unidentifiable creatures that stalk the surrounding land. Right, so going through various different encounters. And then we have the city itself. It says the bedraggled, whittled down party finally arrives at their destination. The oblatory ritual has attracted all manner of devout folk to the city, and the air is filled with their passionate cries and devotional frenzies. Regardless of how long it takes the PCs to reach the holy city, the ceremony is on the same day as their arrival. There we go. And then we have concluding the adventure. Looks like we've got a new patron. A couple of handouts, as well as the open game license. And then we wrap up with a couple of ads, including Empire of the East, which is the latest fantasy setting to be ported over to Dungeon Crawl Classics. It's based on I think it's a trilogy, if I remember correctly, from Fred Saberhagen. All right, so that is Pilgrims of the Black Obelisk. Next up, we've got the Laughing Idol of Lar-Shann, which is also written by Julian Burnick. Swing on over to the other camera again, and here we've got the Laughing Idol of Lar-Shann. So this is for level 1. So at this point, the player characters would have their classes, because whoever survives a funnel adventure is normally going to be the player characters for your players. For centuries, the remote village of Pumriel has suffered the tyranny of the demon Lar-Shann. It looks like it's spelled 2 different ways. This one has 2 N's, that one has 1. His bellowing idol and his power-mad monks. Now, you are sent to Pumriel to retrieve a priceless bottle of locally made brandy. But to find it, you will have to journey into the demon's temple and brave the terrors below the Laughing Idol. And once again, that's got to be Errol Otis artwork. Tell you in a sec. Oh, that's kind of cool. Kind of a tree creature. Let's see. Yep, cover artwork, Errol Otis. I thought so. So let's see what we've got here. The Laughing Idol of Lar-Shann takes the player characters to the remote village of Pumriel and to the fortified temple that overlooks the town. Ostensibly sent to search for a rare brandy, the PCs will discover an exotic conspiracy perpetrated by the Usurian priests upon a village of low sophistication. This adventure should suit 4 first-level DCC Dying Earth characters and could possibly include 1 or 2 0-level henchmen. Nice. Okay, so here we've got our important NPCs. So here's our background. In the late 20th Eon, which Dying Earth stories are set during the 21st, an ambitious magician known as Entrevis aspired to achieve immortality. Entrevis summoned forth the demon Lar-Shann, I guess it's got 2 N's, and then, through a perfectly orchestrated stratagem, succeeded in binding the demon into a magical seed from the distant planet of Fomalhaut. With a mighty effort, Entrevis planted the unnatural tree in a lightless cavern within a remote hill. The tree bore fruit which, when refined into brandy, imbued its consumers with the protraction of life. But the demon's essence strove to break free of its prison and could only be assuaged with the regular sacrifice of a youthful spirit. Well, and I'm sure the youthful spirit is not alcohol. So we've got our Vancian glossary again. Let's see. We've got, well, fiasco, but it's got a different definition here. So out of this, there are 5 words that I recognize as being legitimate words. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, okay, so here's, I guess this is the temple. Taking a guess, that's the temple here, or that's the town. That is the town. This is the temple. There we go. I always like the maps with Dungeon Crawl Classic releases. They're always pretty cool. They have personality. That's one of the things I really like about them. They have a lot of personality. All right, so we've got our various different set pieces and encounters here. And then we have the conclusion of the adventure. In the event the PCs survive, recover the brandy and manage not to drink it, they ought to have a harrowing return to their employers, waylaid by Mortens the tax collector. Aha. So, if the player characters actually survive and get the brandy, they still have some brigands they got to deal with, it looks like. Earn dubious fame, roll weird dice, fun, and total party kills. So there is some of the Adventures for Dungeon Crawl classics. And then there's Empire of the East once again. All right, so that is the Laughing Idol of Lar-Shann. So the final adventure we are going to be taking a look at is the Sorcerer's Tower of Sanguine Slant, which is written by Terry Olson. We'll swing back over to that other camera. So before we dive on into here, let me mention how you can get into the running to win a copy of all 3 of these adventures in PDF, because I am going to give away all 3 adventures to a lucky viewer. Now, the way I do my contests here at the Gaming Gang channel tend to be pretty easy. So, first off, like the video, be a subscriber to the channel, and in the comments section, let me know which of these adventures looks the most interesting to you. Easy enough. And then what I will do is when I share my review of Pilgrims of the Black Obelisk, the first adventure we peeked at, I am going to share the name of the winner of the PDFs of all 3 of these adventures. So we've got a level 2 adventure by Terry Olson. A gravity-defying tower of frozen blood suddenly appears. Vanished for 2 millennia, hitherto it beckons the adventurous through exsanguination, the beratement of a clandestine librarian, appeasing minuscules, dancing the 14 silken movements, and a pilgrim's share of luck. Only those fearless or fortunate will face the tower's imprisoned sorcerer, risk annihilation from an Ion stone, and conquer the tower of Sanguine Slant. All right, hopping on in here. So we've got our introduction. Even as their sun reddens and expands toward death, the motivations of our distant 21st and descendants aren't so different from our own. Pleasure, power, plunder, and perdurability. Here follows a trial that is both a celebration and an admonition of such pursuits. Through some intervention of sources demonic, magisto-technological, or hearsay, a party of savants, synthesized monstrosities, masters of maledictions, and fortune seekers encounters a tower of crystalline blood that seemingly appears from nowhere and leans such that its wider upper stories should topple over, yet do not. So it says, Colgate began as a proto-vat creature made from an ancient genetic splicing technique now forgotten. He had a natural aptitude for magic, but his metabolism was flawed. He received no nourishment from typical foods and required human blood and flesh to live. His creator, a nameless magician of little consequence, viewed Colgate as a flawed experiment and abused him as a vessel for blood transfusions. However, this abuse was the key to liberation. The moon calf of a magician erringly transfused a demon's blood into Colgate, who suddenly gained some of the demon's knowledge and strength. The vat creature no longer thought of failure, but of vengeance. He ravenously devoured his creator, and through the blood feast, gained some of the magician's skill. Nice. Here's our glossary again. So let's see what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 words that I recognize as legitimate English words. So we've got our adventure start. So it looks as if this is a bit of a Wizard's Tower adventure, I guess we would say. Locks and traps in the dying earth. The Dying Earth fiction rarely mentions picking locks or disabling traps of mundane nature. Thus, the Dungeon Crawl Classics Dying Earth classes do not maximize their efficacy in these pursuits. Players participating in a DCC Dying Earth adventure might not include a thief from the DCC RPG or DCC Lankhmar. That's fine. In this adventure, the heroes might encounter non-magical locks and traps, while all PCs may attempt to solve these using a D10 skill check untrained. Wayfarers and Vat Things have specialized means of dealing with these obstacles. Well, well, well. So just taking a peek on through. Looks like in this tower, the player characters are going to run across some NPCs. It looks like we've got various different levels to the tower itself. So I believe they're going to have to defeat this Vat Thing / demon / sorcerer. So we've got a handout here as well. And we've got our ads once again. So altogether, this is one of the longer adventures that I've seen. This is the longest out of the 3, I believe, at 24 pages. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. So that is the Sorcerer's Tower of Sanguine Slant, written by Terry Olson. As I mentioned before, all of these adventures are available as soft covers, including PDFs, over at the Goodman Games website. And if you just want to pick up the PDFs alone, you can always swing on over to DriveThruRPG, and they are available there for $6.99. All right, I will have reviews of all 3 of these Dying Earth adventures in the very near future. And once again, get into the running, because when I share my review of the Pilgrims of the Black Obelisk adventure, I will also share the name of the winner of all 3 adventures in PDF. All right, that is it for this time out. If you like the video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already, and if you do subscribe, ring that bell, because it'll not only let you know when I upload videos such as these first looks, it'll also inform you when my live stream, the Gaming Gang Dispatch, airs Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. Central right here on YouTube. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit gaminggang.com for all latest in tabletop gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more that you will not find here on the YouTube channel. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Thank you very much for taking time out to check out these first looks. And until I see you next time, here's hoping each and every one of you gets to enjoy plenty of great gaming with your gang.
Oh, hey, you're still here. That's okay. You don't have to leave just yet. In fact, why don't you subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel right here, or take a peek at the latest live stream, or even find out what YouTube recommends you check out from the channel. And of course, I'm Jeff McAleer. Thanks again for watching.